Game Up Hard Hydration. They are our sponsor. They are a new adult hydration drink, low calorie, low carb. Now that summer's hitting, this is the ideal time for them. We've been talking about them all through the summer. Dave, tell them about those 4 great flavors that everybody loves.
Tell them about fruit punch, orange, lemon lime, and Joe's favorite, grape. Get at it. It's low carb, 110 calories. Enjoy that Game Up, baby.
And NXT, I did catch this week. I caught one of 2 major surprises,
Yes.
but talking the crossover in wrestling, I loved seeing Jordynne Grace announced for that women's match at the UFC Apex.
Sure.
And I did not finish the show because I was tired. And when I woke up the next day seeing that Ethan Page debuted there, this was a wild week for NXT. Did you catch this? Or did you just catch the news of it afterwards?
No, similar to you. We have a group chat that sometimes gets a little spoily, and somebody said, "Holy shit!" And I was like, I was getting ready to go to bed. I'm like, because I was tired. I was like, I want to watch this a little more. And so we got to the point in the next segment, and I didn't know what happened. And they were announcing Roxanne Perez's opponent, and I'm like, oh, wow. So me being the content creator I am, I immediately posted breaking news. Jordynne Grace showed up on NXT, title match. And I'm very fascinated by that. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second here. And as far as Ethan Page goes, I did end up going to bed thinking I'd probably seen it all. And our chat did spoil, but I actually didn't look at the chat. I woke up the next day and just logged onto our YouTube. And of course, there's a picture on one of the channels I follow of Ethan Page. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I went back and I watched that. And I was like, oh, wow. So it was a big night for NXT. In particular, even though we closed with Ethan Page, and I'm excited with Ethan Page, this Jordynne Grace thing has me very much more intrigued. I should have done the due diligence, but I thought Jordynne Grace's contract was coming up soon, too. And I don't know if she had signed or not signed. And she's the current Knockouts champion. So I find that fascinating because everybody, I think, is assuming that she's probably not going to win here. But, God, they loved her so much in the Rumble. I mean, you could have her win. You could have the Knockout title vacated. And people might think, well, TNA, why would you do that? Why would you have Jordynne Grace win and then, show up with the title? And then, I'll tell you why, because it's way more of an audience than you would ever get to tune into your show. And you're just proving you have a great relationship with WWE and Jordynne Grace and your talent. And after Scott D'Amore left, you could probably use a little publicity like that too. So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but man, I would not be opposed to Jordynne Grace winning this title and shocking everybody and having Roxanne Perez go up to the main roster.
I don't know how this is going to play out, but this has me excited for beyond this match because I see Ethan Page debut later in the night. And my next thought is, do we get a reunited North, maybe wrestling in NXT? Do you get Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali possibly being able to come back and wrestle WWE stars in a backdoor type method? So I'm excited for the possibility of things when you get 2 big stars like this. Now, obviously, Ethan Page signed to NXT, but with the crossover of working, I just think there's so many possibilities. And that's why I would say it's show of the week. But it's also the show that I got to see the most of this week.
Best news of the week. But yeah, it was most surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it was right up there. MJF returning was big, but that's somebody that's on the roster. That's somebody you expected to come back. It popped the news big. Jordynne Grace, it was cool to see, but it not necessarily a surprise. Ethan Page came out of nowhere, and I felt like it almost raised Ethan Page's stock a little bit. Because he's a good wrestler, but he consistently falls in that middle area where he never gets too big, but yet he never shrinks away from the spotlight.